Greetings, welcome to Las Cruces. Part 11, I think. It's gonna be in the title anyways. So, here in this video I will show the completion of Riverside district. And as you know, it's been 2 videos plus this, so it's gonna be in total 3 videos dedicated into this place. And I'm really glad that I'm finally done with this area, so I can move on to new things. But since this is a Riverside district video, I will hold on for any crazy idea that I got, and I will talk about what's going on here. So I don't know if you can notice, but I was struggling a little bit, just a little bit, on the design of this area. And this is because I wanted to have like a different design. I wanted to make use of the primary, secondary, tertiary, and local streets concept, the hierarchy of streets. And it wasn't going to be possible if I was to use the same design that I was using previously on the other segment of this district. So it was either go on with the same design, with the grid, the curved grid, or delete everything and make it all over again. So yeah, so I choose the easy way. I choose the lazy way. So here we are with the grid. It's a curved grid that has pretty much the same curves as the main road, and these are the parallel roads, and the transversal roads are pretty much at 90 degrees. So this makes a grid that it's pretty much very easy to navigate. And it might not look awesome from the top view, but if it's easy to navigate, then it's fulfilling its purpose. Now, speaking of easy navigation, it's also easy to navigate as a pedestrian. As you can see, I don't know if it's that time in the time lapse, but I built a lot of pedestrian roads in between the streets, in between the grids, and from the old neighborhood towards the new settlement. And they do their stuff over the hill. They are, they have their own personality over there. Alright, so here we got an example on screen of this kind of people who can travel underground and suddenly appear in the surface. So he would rather have a nice walk on the street. And as you can see, we got commercial on the left and the residential on the right. And they are separated by these 3 lanes, or this line of trees on the middle. So we got a lot of points of references, and this grid is pretty easy to navigate. As we can see, he's getting to this bus station, which is pretty realistic, at least for the country I live in. We got this kind of bus stations, bus stops, where there's a lot of people waiting and the bus never shows up until it's too late, like 2 hours after or an hour after. By this time the video should be showing up this moment when I am placing down the roads, pedestrian roads, not the streets. So you can see that I placed a lot. And when I say a lot, I really mean a lot. So with these pedestrian roads, I defined some commercial areas and some open urban spaces such as parks and green areas overall. So you can see, as a pedestrian, you can go pretty much anywhere in this place. I don't know how realistic this amount of pedestrian roads are, but as like I said before, this city, it's like, it's not aiming to be realistic. It's more of an experiment to see how much of an impact would have to, you know, have a lot of accessibility for pedestrians and have a good public transport, how much that would affect the traffic. And so far, I can say that it's been working pretty good. As you can see, I don't have crazy roads like many grids. I mean, it's a grid, but it's an irregular grid, and it might seem to be very difficult to navigate because it has a lot of curves and has a lot of dead ends. But for pedestrians, you can go pretty much anywhere in this city. Now, about the zoning, I was actually trying to get some more assets from the workshop, and since I am pretty much at the limit of my RAM, it's every time I load this game and I try to play, it goes up to 14 to 15, and it's really scary when it hits the limit. It did that once and I wasn't aware of it, and my computer was really slow for, I don't know, like 5 minutes. It was a struggle to play like that. So ever since, I try to be very careful of what assets I'm using. This time, I think I'm using like from 4 to 5,000, 4 to 5,000, no, 4 to 500, 4 to 500 assets, and the mods don't matter that much, but the mods can actually make some crazy errors and crashes, and I'm also very careful with that, but I'm more scared about the assets. I don't really want to get a lot of them, so I was trying to get some, but I ended up unsubscribing from them because I actually got like pretty close to 16 gigabytes of RAM usage, and that is never good because I have to get some space, like a margin, because I have to record audio and I have to record video, and that takes some RAM as well. And if it gets to the limit, it can be pretty much a hell. So yes, I will have to keep dreaming about getting a contemporary style buildings for now. And that brings to my mind the common misconception about modern and contemporary architecture. Some of you might not be interested in this, but I always like to say these kind of things. So modern architecture, it's actually really old, like a century old. I think it was from the 20s to 30s, that kind of architecture you see. And you say, well, that building looks old and ugly. Yeah, well, that's modern architecture. And the contemporary architecture, it's pretty much anything you see built today. That is not in a particular style, of course. And yes, I know that this is completely unrelated to the video itself, but it was one of my first lessons as an architecture student, and I can't help it. Anytime that I can say that, I just say it. So if you want to impress somebody, if you want to try to look smart, you can do it. You can say that. And there's many things you can also say, but I think I'm talking too much gibberish right now, so I'm just gonna leave you with the cinematic, and after that I'm gonna show you around what was being built. This is the Riverside district, which is now complete, and as you can see, you can feel the flow of the river in this side. Carries the same shape of the river. And first off, I want to show you this part. This was uncompleted, and pretty much it was like that until yesterday, when I started to finishing the details over here. And over here we got the botanical garden that now has its own vegetation decoration. And over this side, this is a kind of a small park for kids. It has some playgrounds and some tables, so parents can be over here having their own party or whatever it is. And yes, that's pretty much it on this side. I don't think I showed this before. So this is the first park that I started on this area, and as you can see, it is surrounded by houses, so it is pretty much a pretty good place for kids to come and play, so they can run freely over here. There's a decent amount of light during the night, so it is pretty safe. And it has like a division between the playground and the more like adult area, so the parents can be here while they talk about business and other neighbors that they don't like while they are watching their kids playing over here. So we got here another green area. This is more for the looks. It's not exactly a park, it's just a green area that has its function as a division between the commercial and the residential. I wanted to get some more assets to give it some more variety, but yeah, it's just hardware restrictions. We got another green area over here that is another one for the looks. This one actually has the amount of trees I would like to have over this side. This works as a kind of acoustic insulation from the sound of the traffic that it's going over here. It might not seem like a lot of acoustic insulation, but it actually helps. And we got another park over here. So this one is more green, it has more vegetation, and since it is on the side of this, let's say, high wealth area or apartments, we got this nice tables over here, so they can come out and do whatever they want. Over this side we got some other parks that are not so fancy like the others. This one, for example, and I really liked the looks of this one. It's more inspired of a desertic kind of landscape, and you can see we have the colors, we have the rocks, we got the bushes and some trees to get some shade. But we also get a nice clean area over here, so we can have some parasols and the tables. So over this side we got the same way, the same decoration, same landscape. I think the transitions between the different areas are pretty smooth, and that's something I really like. We got the kids areas, we got the commercial areas mixed up with the residential, and we got some fancy parks for fancy people, we got some other not so fancy areas for not so fancy people, and then we transition into these other side of Riverside, which is more like a classical grid for residential development. Not much to say about this. Here we got the commercial, and we got more commercial over here, along with the linear park, so people can walk and they can see whatever sale is on, and they can see if they are interested in buying something just by walking over here. They can buy, and they can just do whatever they want. So that it's it for now, and maybe on the next video I will be working on the railroad system, on the railroad network that I said many times that I really want to start building, because I have this thing for industrial. I just love the looks of industrial and all the traffic that it can generate. And I think that's it for now. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'm looking forward for more. So thanks again for watching, for subscribing, and until next time.